The notification popped up at 8:14 a.m. I was still in my bathrobe, coffee half finished, scrolling Facebook like a person who hadn't yet learned that mornings could break you. The post was from my sister. A photo of 6 people on a white sand beach, sun so bright it bleached the edges of the frame. Palm trees. A wooden sign that said Tahiti as if the destination needed labeling. My mother's arm around my father, my younger brother holding a drink with an orchid in it, my sister's husband making a peace sign, the caption, "A wonderful day for a wonderful family." I read it 3 times. Then a fourth because my brain kept rejecting the math. 6 people. I was the 7th. My birthday was in 2 days, my 30th. They hadn't forgotten, they had planned. I typed one word, why? The reply came from my father, not my sister. That was the first clue he knew. We didn't want to waste our time on a clown. I sat there for a long time. The coffee went cold. The bathrobe felt absurd now, like a costume on someone who'd been playing at being loved. I waited for the wave, rage, grief, something that would prove I was human. It didn't come. What came was quiet. A strange, clean stillness. I smiled. Not a nice smile, I typed. Surprise waiting for you. Then I closed the laptop and made a decision. The family business was a warehouse, not glamorous. Industrial shelving, inventory spreadsheets, a loading dock that smelled like cardboard and dust. My father had started it 20 years ago. I had run it for the last 6. The finances, the client relationships, the night calls when a shipment was late, that was me. My sister handled branding, which meant Instagram. My brother showed up twice a week. My father signed things. None of them knew how to access the contract portal without me. Over the next 2 weeks, I made quiet moves. Changed the warehouse locks on a Tuesday when no one was there. Moved the 3 largest client contracts to a new holding company I'd registered in my name only, a process that took 48 hours and one uncomfortable conversation with a lawyer who asked no questions. I froze the joint account on a Thursday night. The next morning, a quarterly payment of $47,000 was due to our main supplier. That payment would not clear. I did not feel powerful. I felt like a clerk closing a drawer. The screaming started at 9:03 a.m. on a Tuesday. My sister's voicemails came in clusters. First one, what did you do to the locks? Second, the supplier is calling me. Me, I don't even know who they are. Third, quieter, did you freeze the account? Fourth, a sob buried under anger. Fifth, sixth, I let them sit. My mother called at 10:30. I answered. We're in a crisis, she said. Her voice had the wobble it got when she wanted something, but didn't know how to ask without first establishing victimhood. Your father can't reach the supplier. Your sister is hysterical. The warehouse keys don't work. I know, I said, silence. Then, what does that mean, you know? It means I changed the locks, I moved the contracts, I froze the count. The silence stretched so long I thought the call had dropped. Then my mother started crying, not the theatrical kind, the real kind, the one that sounds like a child who has just understood that the world will not always rescue her. How could you do this to us, she said. She did not say what they had done to me. My father called at 7:14 p.m. I was eating takeout alone in my apartment, chopsticks in one hand, phone in the other. His voice was different, not angry, thin. The voice of a man who had spent 2 weeks in Tahiti and come home to find the locks changed on his own life. We're family, he said, please. I set down the chopsticks. You called me a clown, I said, on Facebook, in public, on my birthday. I was frustrated. You flew to Tahiti without me. We didn't think you'd want to come. You didn't ask. The pause was long enough that I could hear him breathing. He was 62 years old. I had loved him once. Maybe I still did, in the way you love a weather pattern that occasionally destroys your roof. I'll unfreeze the account, I said. Tomorrow, I'll give you access to the warehouse again. The contracts stay with me. You'll pay me a management fee, 30% of monthly revenue. Legal paperwork will arrive by Friday. You can't do that. I already did. We're family. I thought about the beach in Tahiti, the 6 of them under that sun, the caption that called them wonderful, the reply that called me a clown. Family doesn't fly to Tahiti without the clown, I said. Sign the paperwork or find someone else who knows your supplier's routing numbers. He didn't sign that night. He signed 4 days later after the supplier threatened to cancel the contract entirely. My sister stopped screaming eventually. My mother's crying became a low, permanent grievance I heard secondhand. My father and I spoke once more, a phone call about delivery schedules, and neither of us mentioned Tahiti on my 30th birthday. The real one, the one they missed. I ate dinner alone. Pad thai, a glass of water, no candles. I didn't feel victorious. I felt like someone who had finally stopped trying to pick a lock and simply built a new door. That's not happiness, but it's something, it's enough.